Dear friends, the prestigious American Catholic periodical, The Remnant newspaper, has published my contribution on January 14, 2025, titled Traditional Mass and Many Vocations? For Francis, it means forced resignation. Enjoy your listening. The recent removal of Monsignor Dominique Rey from the leadership of the French diocese of Fréjus-Toulon, ordered by Pope Francis, is an event that cannot go unnoticed by those who closely observe the internal dynamics of the Catholic Church. The official reasons have not been made public, but it is difficult to ignore the three main reasons that seem to have led to this decision, widely discussed in ecclesiastical and journalistic circles. First of all, Monsignor Rey's closeness to the traditional Massachusetts. In a context where the directives of Traditionis Custodes impose severe restrictions on the use of the 1962 Missal, the Bishop of Fréjus-Toulon had distinguished himself for his welcoming pastoral approach towards those who wished to live their faith according to the traditional rite. This position has caused discontent among those who see the traditional Mass as the main obstacle to the neo-modernist vision to be imposed in the Church. Secondly, the diocesan seminary of Fréjus-Toulon has stood out over the years for being one of the most vibrant and rich in vocations in France, a country where secularization has hit parishes hard, emptying them not only of faithful but also of clergy. This fact raises an uncomfortable question. Is it possible that a return to tradition is one of the keys to revitalizing the Church in France? The positive answer to this question is certainly unpalatable to those who continue to support the reforms introduced by the Second Vatican Council as a point of no return. Yet, the evidence of a thriving seminary under Monsignor Rey's leadership is a direct challenge to the dominant narrative. Thirdly, but no less importantly, is Monsignor Rey's approach to the ecological question. On one hand, Pope Francis dedicated an entire encyclical, Laudato Si', to the care of the common home, proposing solutions of clear socialist matrix. On the other hand, Monsignor Dominique Rey developed a radically different vision, presented in his book Catholicism, Ecology, and the Environment, a bishop's reflection. This work, published by the Acton Institute, draws on the classic Catholic tradition, which has its roots in St. Thomas Aquinas and the School of Salamanca, reaching up to the Austrian School of Economics. According to Monsignor Rey, the protection of creation does not pass through its divinization and increased state interference, but rather through individual responsibility and private use of natural resources. A disruptive message in an ecclesial context that seems increasingly oriented towards collectivism and centralized control, read, higher taxation. In May 2022, the Holy See initiated an apostolic visitation under the direction of the Archbishop of Marseille, Jean-Marc Avellini. At that time, the suspension of priestly ordinations was ordered. Subsequently, in February 2023, Pope Francis ordered another apostolic visitation conducted by the Archbishop of Dijon, Antoine Hérouard, and Archbishop Joel Mercier. These events led to the appointment of Monsignor François Touvet as coadjutor bishop of Fréjus-Toulon, with the specific task of managing the administration, clergy, and religious communities of the diocese. After a year of collaboration, the Holy Father's request, humbly accepted by Monsignor Rey, to resign was formalized on January 7, 2025. In an interview with Famille Chrétienne, Monsignor Rey stated that the main criticisms against him concern the overly broad acceptance of communities or priestly and religious vocations, particularly from the traditional world, and dysfunctions in the economic and financial management of the diocese. These statements, though respectful, hint at a much more complex reality, where fidelity to tradition and pastoral dynamism become uncomfortable elements for a certain ecclesiastical establishment. The French Episcopal Conference even welcomed the news, hoping for a beautiful new pastoral stage for the Diocese of Fréjus-Toulon and its faithful, with language that smacks of formality, little substance, and even mockery. The removal of Monsignor Ray should raise further profound questions among all European Catholics about the future of the Church. On one hand, there is constant talk of dialogue, inclusion, and acceptance, while on the other, there is a relentless pursuit against those pastors who embody a vision faithful to tradition and the magisterium. This event serves as a warning to all those who hope for a revival of faith. The path will not be easy, and every step towards tradition will be hindered by those who fear the return of a strong, vigorous, virile church capable of confronting the world without compromise. And so, while the seminary of Fréjus-Toulon seems destined to empty and traditional vocations marginalized, we can only imagine the new face of pastoral care that is being imposed. Now, finally, the gospel can be brought everywhere thanks to dances in the presbytery and self-service communion at the top of the altar.